Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman. So today we're going to be applying some SONAX Ceramic Coating to my Corolla. You can see here in the background. So this is a bit of a follow-up video to the previous one, which I did some cut and polishing on my Corolla with the SONAX branded products. Now, in that video, I was using the Cut Max and I was also using the Perfect Finish. I think I actually did use a little bit of the X-Cut. So all of these compounds, they are brilliant. They don't leave any dust behind, and you actually don't even need to mask up any of the surrounding trees. Well, I didn't anyway. Like, basically, I started off by covering all of this stuff up. It turns out I didn't even need to. So yeah, it's worth a shot if you're out in the market for some compounds and you want to try something different. If you've got a bit of a project on the go and you need some, it's probably worth going over and checking out sonax.com.au. And there will be a link in the description, and go and check that out. And so what I ended up doing is just using the clay bar. So they sent one of those out as well. And that removed all the overspray. I've got a bit of steel wool on the windows because, yeah, where I park at work, it's just, my car just gets hammered with overspray, and it's something that really annoys me. But if you don't stay on top of it, it just sort of gets out of control. So basically, yeah, the next stage, what we're doing is we're going to be applying the Profiline ceramic coating. As it says here, polish. We've already done that step. I did that in the previous video. Second step is to use the prepare stuff here. So we'll use that and a nice clean microfiber cloth. So I'm pretty sure what this is going to be is like some kind of an alcohol-based cleaner, so that should remove any residues of your polishes or anything like that. Okay, so moving on. I've gone and cleaned the entire car down. It's nice and clean, nice clean surface, ready to apply the SONAX Ceramic Coating base coat. So I've got the gloves here for you. They recommend using them, so we may as well. Don't want to get all these harsh chemicals on our thingies. So that's pretty straightforward there. Now they said in the instructions for sensitive paint. I don't know, man. I've been spraying cars for the last 20 years. I don't know what sensitive paint is. So I don't think we're gonna need it. I think it'll be fine. So they said that it's got no fluorine in it. I don't know what fluorine is, but sounds good to me. Guess we'll give it a shake up. Now, I'm sure we probably don't want to go and spray this here so we get overspray all over it. And they said to do like 1/2 meter square sections so that this base coat doesn't go and dry on us. So it's probably all we really need. Like, we probably don't need to overdo it. I guess it's one of those things that we'll see how we go as we go. And they say to do it like this, like crisscross. Probably not quite enough. Let's apply a little bit more. They say to do that, crisscross it, just, I guess that's making sure it works right in. And then it said leave it for about 20 or 30 seconds, and you can probably see it's going to start flashing off. In the right light you might see it's got that rainbow effect. So yeah, 20 to 30 seconds. A pretty nice warm day out there today, as you can probably see, so dry times aren't going to be too extreme. And then we just wipe that stuff off there. And then we give that an hour, so we do that obviously to the rest of the vehicle. Then we'll give it an hour and we apply the step 2. Rightio guys, so I gave that an hour to dry from the base coat stage. I actually only ended up using half of that, which is pretty good. It feels like it must be around halfway. So you'd probably pretty safely get 2 small cars done with one of these kits, which is pretty good. Pretty impressive. And so yeah, our next coat is gloss coat, so second step. And yeah, it looks really simple to apply. So same thing, just load this up with it. Probably needs a little bit more when it's a brand new pad. And it said that it didn't need any flash time. It's one of those things that, as I say, we might need to apply a little bit more to the dry pad and once it's it's loaded up, it won't need so much as we continue moving on. And it looked like this is pretty much all you need to do. Just sort of work it in the crisscross pattern. That looks like about it. So it really doesn't appear that you're going to be using a great deal of the product, realistically. It was also saying in the instructions there that you don't need to wait for this stuff to dry before you wipe it off. You can pretty much do your half a bonnet like I'm doing here, or if we're onto the side panels, you could probably just do the entire panel and then wipe it straight off, so you don't need it to set or anything like that. So, yeah, let's wipe it off then and see how we go. It does wipe off nice and easily. That's pretty much it. It does seem to have filled in some of the minor scratches, and it's one of those things that we'll check up on it over time and see how it fares. But by rights, that should be far superior to any waxes that you would ever use. Let's continue on. So when you're wiping off your polishes, you should try to remember to do it in long wipes, not circles. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you do you, baby. If you want to wipe it off in circles, you go hard, mate, but you can end up finding swirl marks if you do that. If you wipe it off in lines like this, it's not so noticeable. That's looking good though. That looks really nice. So it's one of those things that we'll get it out into the sun. I'll finish doing the rest of the car in this product, and then we'll get it out into the sun and see how it looks. It is a nice sunny day today, so be a good day to have a look at it. Rightio, so that's where we're at. I reckon it looks $1 million. That's been the best part of my weekend spent on this. I've just been taking my time. Got all the tyres all shined up. I gave it a vac out this morning. I've gone right over all the tail lights, like they were smashed with the overspray, so went over them with the overspray clay. Got some steel wool onto the windows, but I think I mentioned that before. And I ended up just down the sides. I didn't actually give it a rotary buff. I just used the orbital buff, and it's looking $1 million. So yeah, hopefully the ceramic coating leaves us with a nice protective layer for, as the chart said, sort of 12 to 36 months, which will, as I say, in Australia is probably going to be on the lower end of that spectrum. But yeah, I hope you learned something out of this video, and if this is something that does seem to interest you, go and check out the website sonax.com.au, and we'll take it from there. One thing I didn't mention earlier in the video was that they do recommend not getting the vehicle wet for 2 days after applying the ceramic coating. So if you're living in an area that you're expecting to have rain, it may pay to organise to get the ceramic coating applied at a point where you know you're able to garage the vehicle for a couple of days. But yeah, I was absolutely blown away by this. Like, you look at that, there is a section on that bonnet that is bone dry. Like, there is no water there at all. I've just ran the hose over it, and like that one section over there, it didn't even bead. Like, the way that it does bead is absolutely insane, but there was that one section I was like, what the is that. Fair to say I did have a great weekend doing that detailing on my own vehicle, and it's something that you can really be proud of when you do look back and look at how nice and clean they can come up. After having such a great weekend, just taking my time, chilling out, but also buffing my own car up, I had such a great time that I felt like starting up my own little detailing business, and honestly one day I could definitely see myself doing it, even if it's the sake of doing 2 or 3 jobs a week. You know, take a day or 2 on each one of them, but take your time and take pride in it. And yeah, it's one of those things that you can keep going. You'd probably pick the pace up if you're being paid for it and it's not the weekend. So I really was just cruising and chilling on this vehicle because it's my own car. And look, it's one of those things. I'm sure the detailers are all getting ready in the comments. Oh, I can see some dirty fingerprints on your windscreen there, Gunny. Like anything, you're only going to refine your methods as you do it more and more often. But yeah, look, I do highly recommend all of these SONAX products, and if you would like to give them a try and you live in Australia, go to sonax.com.au. There will be a link in the description. If you use the code Gunman10, you'll get a 10% discount. Just for full disclosure, I'd just like to let you guys know that the guys that import this from Germany to Australia are friends of my family, so I'm not getting paid. They just did send the products out for me to do a review on. But as you guys know from me by now, if it's not good, I would tell you. But I do highly recommend these SONAX products, especially this ceramic coating. It's amazing stuff. It's really easy to apply, and the luster and the depth of the color, like I've been blown away just walking up to my car in the last couple of weeks. And it's just, it's like it's a new color. It really is. Just, it gives you that amazing luster. It's like nearly putting an extra coat of clear coat over your car. And even this one here with the roof, that one totally caught me by surprise. I walked out of my house, I didn't even know it was raining, and I looked at my roof and I was like, what the? Just blew me away the way that the water beat it up on that roof. Yeah, just totally amazing stuff. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favourite is those spray suits, so they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies and t-shirts, so be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested. All that aside, I'd just like to say a big thanks for watching, and that is enough to support the channel. But as I say, if you'd like to go the next step, then be sure to check out some of that merchandise. Thanks for watching, and until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.